Welcome back, guys. It is finally time, as I said, to tint the Forester. This is my first time tinting, and this is no way going to be a guide as much as just showing you the experience of my first time tinting. So I've watched a couple videos, seen a couple guides, and I think I know exactly what to do. It's similar to putting on stickers or putting on vinyl on a car. So what we have is the tint. So as I said in a previous video, we'll be doing 20% from here back, and then we'll be doing 35% for the front two windows. So I got the right amount of tint there. And then I have a squeegee. This is usually used for like putting on stickers and vinyl, but we'll be using it for tint because it's pretty much the same thing. A sharp knife, some soapy water. This is a tinting solution that I've read online works. So you use actually baby shampoo instead of actually buying the tint solution, because the tint solution, professional stuff, is really fast to dry. So especially for beginners like me, you don't want to go too fast because then it will dry and you won't have it in the right place. So we'll be using this solution of baby shampoo and water. It's like 4 drops to 16 ounces. It's barely any, but it's just enough that it prevents it from sticking while you're moving it, and then you can squeegee it out. And then a full-size squeegee for cleaning the windows, and then just some microfibers. So I'm gonna show you step by step what I'm gonna do, and let's see how this works. The first window I'll be doing, I picked out the easiest one I could think of, is going to be this one right here, because it doesn't roll up and down, so there's no trim to mess with. And on the other side there's actually the radio antennas. The Subarus have radio antennas in one of the windows, so I have to like cut out room for that. So this one doesn't move and it has nothing in the way. Also, it's relatively small, so we should be able to do it. One of the most important things is you always want to work with a clean surface when we're working on film. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mist it right up, take my big squeegee, and just go down and take off everything. This prevents anything from being on the window at all. Then I'll do this on the inside too. And then once you have them clean or relatively clean, you're going to spray them one more time and then wipe them off with a paper towel or a lint-free cloth. That just removes any contaminants from your microfibers or whatever, because those do leave fibers. Now it's the fun part. You're going to measure out the tint for the window, but you're not actually putting it on. What you're doing is you're taking your tint, you're spraying it on here, you're cutting it out, and then you move to the inside, put it on the inside, and when you're putting it on the inside, you actually will remove the adhesive layer where it actually sticks on. Here you're just using the power of water, surface tension, to hold it on. And now that you got it on, you're going to want all the water you can on both sides. So once again, mist this side down. I'm also going to be using tape just because it's a little bit windy outside and I want it to stay on, so I'm just going to tape it right there. You can also use magnets. I've seen magnets being used a lot. Then you're going to take your squeegee or whatever and you're going to press it along the window. This you don't have to be super picky about, but just make sure that it's wet, so when you're squeegeeing it, you don't actually get any scratches in your film. When you're cutting, you can see, it's kind of hard for you guys to see, we'll go on the inside, that there's these like black strips right here. And this is exactly where you want to cut. You want to cut it on this side so you have a little bit of extra, because when you lay it in here, you want it just on the edge all the way around. Now it's probably the most stressful part of actually cutting the tint so it perfectly fits in here. So I'm going to take my time and try to get this perfect, and then we'll get on to laying it on the inside. And once you got it cut out, you can pull it apart, but the problem is some of it actually doesn't come with it, so you're going to have to probably take your knife. But as you can see, I just traced around the edge, and now I'm just pulling it from pulling the old stuff off. There we go. And it's just following the lines. And the part of your actual tint should stay on the window. You thought that was bad? You guys haven't even seen the worst of it. This is where the fun comes in. So now that you have your tint pre-cut on the other side, you now are going to bring it onto this side. So make sure, I should have said this at the start, is you want to make sure your adhesive that you're peeling actually is on the outside, because if it's not, then it actually won't fit on this window. So what you do is you will only peel half of it, or half the film that is protecting the adhesive, and you're gonna put it on the top. But make sure you use lots of soapy water and just douse the inside of your window. That makes sure that it's not gonna stick right away, because as soon as that adhesive touches glass, it's gonna stick. So what you wanna do is you wanna get it all along the edge, and then you're gonna slowly squeegee the water out, and then once you have half done, you're gonna work your way to the bottom, and then you should be all good to go. As you can tell, it probably got a little bit darker, and that's because this guy took me forever. You guys saw in the time lapse, it was pretty much done by the time the time lapse ended, and that was probably half an hour ago at least. So what I've been doing is, here's the inside. The inside actually looks really good, and I'm pretty happy with the install. This is my first time tinting whatsoever, and I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. Just some of the things that I wish I could have done better. And also another thing is, we're going to be leaving this for this night, and I'll explain why in a second. I'm not tinting any more windows because I want to see if my suspicions are right or if my suspicions are wrong, and I did something wrong with this soap. So, first of all, the inside looks pretty good. The only issues we had was there was a little bit excess here, so what I did is just ran the knife across and pulled off the little bit of trim. So that's good. There's some little things in here and there, like if we look really close. And that is because I'm pretty sure these paper towels are not lint-free, so don't use paper towels. I'll show you exactly what I want to do in the next video when we tint the rest of the car. What I'm thinking is the best technique right now is to spray and then squeegee it down, and then just leave it squeegeed and don't do anything, wipe it off with paper towels, because as soon as you wipe it off with paper towels, that's when you get all these little pieces in there. The nice thing about tinting yourself is this piece was probably $3, if that, so it's not that expensive to replace or redo when I'm tinting someone else's car, or once I get a little more experience. Now let's take a look on the outside and see exactly how it looks. Also, the wind picked up when I was tinting, and it made it really difficult. The film was going all over, so that's another reason we won't be doing any more tonight. So, as you can see, it actually looks pretty good from far away, and on camera it looks awesome, 10 out of 10, but there's some stuff if we come in close, so I hope you guys can see those right there. Let's see if I can get the camera to focus. Okay, you can see these those are fibers from the paper towel, so that's wrong. And if we go back a little bit farther, you can see these streaks. I have no idea what those streaks are. I can actually move them using my squeegee, but they don't move easily, and it looks like they're kind of disappearing. So this is my hunch. It's the soap that's not dried yet, so once it cures and dries after 24 hours, it should be good. But if I'm wrong, then that means that window is wrong, and we'll have to dilute the solution some more, which that could also be an issue. That's why I'm leaving this tonight, and hopefully by tomorrow we'll check up on it and see if it's any good. I gotta give the Forester a wash, so that's what we'll be doing tomorrow, I guess. Last but not least is a thing called silvering. So it's these dot matrices right here. It's kind of hard to see, but they're these little, yeah, actually you can see them really good in the camera. They're these little things right here, and that's called silvering, and it's also right here, but on the top of the window it's not. So it's really weird. It's kind of hit and miss. That's because those little dot matrices, so these little black dots actually don't let the film sit in, and then when you try to spread it, it just keeps on rising up, and once it rises up, it actually creates like a silver effect, and that's just because the way the film is. So I'm not sure. I'm gonna probably just leave it. It doesn't look too bad from a couple feet away, and right now the Forester is like a 10-foot car, so if we got our window tint at 10 feet, we're good to go. And also this is 20%. I might want to go darker in the later, because right now it's kind of dark but not too dark. Anyways, tomorrow we're gonna see how well this tint works and reevaluate what we want to do. We'll also probably be washing the Forester. Anyways, that's gonna be it for today because the temperature is really dropping. Fall's coming soon. So until tomorrow, peace out and stay humble.